This diagram represents the polypeptide chains and the peptide bonds that can be found within the hair. These peptide bonds form bonds from chain to chain, and also they can be found between the coils. The polypeptide chains can be found in the cortex of the hair, and there are three different types of peptide bonds. There are the salt bonds, which are only broken by very mild acids, for example lemon juice. There are the disulfide bonds, or sometimes known as the sulfur bonds. These are the permanent bonds that can only be broken by chemicals. And then there are the hydrogen bonds, which are also known as the temporary bonds, and these are broken when the hair is wet and hot. This is a list of the 16 amino acids which are found within the polypeptide chains, with cysteine being the most predominant amino acid within the chain. Each amino acid contains a different combination of the 5 elements. The 5 elements within the amino acids are carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen and sulfur, with carbon being the most predominant and sulfur being the least predominant. This diagram once again represents the polypeptide chains and their peptide bonds. When we are styling hair, we are working on the temporary or hydrogen bonds. This is done by adding either water, H2O, or some form of heat to the hair, which could be in the form of straighteners, dryers or tongs. When styling, the first step is to shampoo the hair. When we add water or H2O to the hair, the structure of the peptide bond is changed. This is because when we add the H2O2, we essentially are adding 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. So when we add the hydrogen molecules, the 2 hydrogen molecules from the H2O2 become attracted and attached to the hydrogen molecule within the peptide chain. Likewise, when we add the oxygen, we're adding 1 element of oxygen, and that becomes attracted to the oxygen within the peptide chain. This then forms a split between the original bond because the molecules prefer to be attracted to one of their own kind. After the hair has been thoroughly dried and cooled and all moisture has been removed from the hair, the peptide bond will reattach itself to form the original temporary bond.